Good morning, everybody. John Chester, Operations Section Chief, California Incident Management Team 12. I'm going to do an update on today's activities and the events that occurred yesterday evening. Currently, the fire is at about 8,285 acres with approximately 2,040 people. 0% containment. All right, so yesterday evening, or yesterday, most of the day, the fire was under an inversion and there was moderate to low activity overall on the fire. Then yesterday afternoon, as that inversion started to break and the winds started to take over, we did get some more activity down here in the Patterson Creek drainage area, so that the fire's edge there kind of came down, slopped over one of our trigger points on that Patterson Creek road, which prompted some additional evacuations for the surrounding communities there. The work assignments that were going on yesterday was continuing to get these dozer lines that we're going to use for primary lines put in, prepped with hose lays, and you just making sure that the fuels are removed, taken care of, so that we have a better chance of holding. But we got dozer lines that come along the valley floor up and through here. Those are being prepped and continued to work on. We've got lines that are coming across what would be the top of the map here, looking at those for contingency lines as we look at building this out. Once we get those in, coming back and going as a more direct control features on the fire line. And so coming back up into here in the Mill Creek drainage, last night they were able to make some good progress coming up out of this area, getting on one of the ridges and coming up and putting dozer line back up into kind of this northeastern corner here and trying to get that buttoned up. Good progress is made coming over here towards the Whiskey Butte. We've had some hand crews that are working from Whiskey Butte back up, and they've made it about a third of the way back up towards the Pacific Crest Trail. And as we come around over here into Division Echo and Foxtrot, those folks are still out there working to build those lines, improve those lines, plumb them with hose lays, so we improve our chances of holding those when and if the fire gets to those. We got 3 different structure groups set up: the Etna, Quartz Valley, and the Greenville. And so you'll be seeing an influx of engines. We're getting more resources in. And so as those resources come in, they'll be assigned to those different structure groups, and their mission specifically is to go into those communities and start developing structure plans in the event that the fire gets into those communities, continuing or building on the defensible space that the property owners and the homeowners have already begun and have done just previous work. So you will see an influx of some very large engines, some smaller ones, but that is their task, is to go in there and provide that specific structure protection and allowing the other resources to maintain that perimeter control and building those lines to prevent that, or try and prevent that spread further eastward into the communities. So specific groups set up, designed just specifically for that structure protection. Still not losing sight of what's going on out here in the wilderness, looking at opportunities to get folks back up into there so that we can continue to gain ground out here in the wilderness to prevent it from continuing further into the wilderness and then slopping back over the Pacific Crest Trail back over into the private timberlands to the east. Continuing to work down on the Sawyer's Bar road system. As you come over Etna Summit and down into the valley on that side, we're out looking for opportunities to use old containment lines from previous fire history, and then getting back up into the 6 Mile Canyon or 6 Mile Spike and working our way back into the wilderness. Overall, there's been a lot of good work. It's hard to see on this map, but there is just a maze of dozer lines that are being put in there for direct action and contingency actions. Those lines are being improved, plumbed with hose lays, and a tremendous amount of resource and work is going into really trying to make this as fail-safe as we can as the fire continues to move to the east.